welcome back to the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH as we are here for the second matchup between the West Prairie Cyclones and the Bushville Prairie City Spartans. It was the West Prairie JV team that took the win in the first match of the night, and we're about to see two JV teams get it on here after some announcements from the one and only Greg Phelps and, of course, the National Anthem. So we'll be right back with you here in a minute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to West Prairie High School for tonight's varsity matchup between the Spartans of Bushville Prairie City High School and your West Prairie Cyclones! At this time, please rise, and gentlemen and ladies, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. City High School. Number 17, Katie Rodeford. Number 25, Ashanti Strange. Number 22, Courtney Oakman. Number 34, Erin Jackson. Number 26, Elizabeth Suter. Number 20, Elizabeth Gilfillan. And the libero tonight, Peyton Bowman. The Spartans are coached by Judy Bowman and assisted by Kelly Zarillo. Now everyone look to the skies as the clouds begin to form. The wind begins to blow. Looks like there's a cyclone on the horizon. And now the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclone! Number 3, Grace Lamonic. Number 8, Addison Despain. Number 11, Maddie Hood. Number 6, Kinley Walsh. Number 2, Lauren Powell. Number 12, Ellie Powell. And the libero this evening, Jersey Brown. Your Cyclones are coached by the legendary Terry Paul and Rick Schneider and Penny Clark for assistance. The official for tonight's game, Rod Thomas and Christina Thomas. Good luck to all the participants in tonight's contest. Okay, now now you get the much more settled down version of me. as the Spartans and the Cyclones getting ready here. Again, welcome into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And folks, you are right, it is Peyton Bowman that is the libero, as Peyton Bowman, of course, the former Cyclone, helped lead West Prairie to a state title. It stopped me for a minute when I saw that name. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR presented by MTH. Events live on the big screen. 776 North Cole Street. Bushnell is where JoJo's is, and you can cheer our area teams on to victory. And the Cyclones get on the board first with the first point of the match there. Grace Vadonik ready to serve it for the Cyclones. Brings it across and popped up by Bowman in the back row. Going to be set up there by the back over to the Cyclones. To Addie Despain, past Bowman and good. And it's 2-0 in favor of West Prairie. The thing the JV for the Spartans had trouble with was getting down by big margins. We'll see what they can do to stop that here. As Vadonik lets it go back row, service off of Suter. Popped up to the net, and nice job by Strange helping that across, but it is out of bounds. So it'll be another point for West Prairie. Vadonik comes to it. Low line drive while Bowman up toward the official stand. Good save out of there by Rotifer, but Strange a little trouble with it, and it's 4-0. Coming to it is Vadonik again. Line drive into the back row. That's going to be popped up high by Suter. Helped out. Strange is going to bump it across. Powell up to Vadonik, who bumps it through. Nice job bringing it up. Rotifer. They set it up front, and a good job there. Spiking it through was Courtney Oakman, and earns the Spartans' first side out at 4-1. Subbing in now for the Spartans, Janet Lentini. Strange comes back here to serve. Ashanti Strange. Line drive off of Despain. Vadonik going to load up for Welsh. And that's good on the sideline. Caught the sideline and good for a 5-1 Cyclone advantage.
And West Prairie looking good here early. Definitely carrying some momentum over through the team from that JV game. We see a big hit there from Kinley Welsh.
Addie Despain comes into it. Low line drive off of the arms of Oakman and back. Down and good. It is 6-1.
And Greg, I just want to say, and it feels like it's been forever since I said this, but I think the West Prairie Cyclones might actually have a height advantage in this game.
Yeah, that's one of the funny things you wouldn't think. Oakman, and that the old PE punch shot. Asked me about PE volleyball at Plymouth. It was exciting. She hits that one sideways and makes it 7-1 West Prairie. Despain again, and that one Strange going to pop it up. On the fly with it is Rotifer, and then bumped across. And now played Vadonik up to Welsh. Hammers that one to the stage. Out of bounds. Another substitution. Libero comes off. Coming on for her is Gilfillan. That's going to bring back Courtney Oakman to serve it here for the Spartans. Her serve high deep and generally unplayable. Maddie Hood will get served now, and again another substitution for the Spartans. Gustafson, Taylor Gustafson will check in into the back row. And Jersey Brown goes out as Ellie Powell will come in. Served by Hood as she welcomes Gustafson to the game. That comes up. West Prairie loads it to Welsh. Welsh, that one to the back wall as well. Makes it 8-3, side out for the Spartans. Hood goes out. Brown comes in for her. As back to serve now is Aaron Jackson. Jackson serve taken by Lauren Powell up to Vadonik. She'll set it. Back row attack by Despain off the net. And they hit it in the back row. I think Gustafson thought maybe it was going to go out, but that had actually been touched. So she had to take it. 9-3 lead for West Prairie. Kinley Welsh, the jump serve. That one hammered sideways by Gustafson. It is 10-3.
West Prairie taking the early advantage here in this game.
Served by Welsh, back row. Gustafson is there. Jackson will set it up, and that one dropped in and good by Rotifer, and a big side out there for the Spartans. Just what they need. Got to get a stop somewhere in here, John.
Yeah, that's for sure. Again, as we've said many, many times on these broadcasts, volleyball, a momentum-based game, and Bushnell shutting down the momentum there of West Prairie with a big hit up front.
Lentini helps it up front. Strange brings it across as Despain gets for West Prairie up to Powell up front. Hits the tape with it. So that will mean it will be a Spartan point. First time they've scored 2 points in a row in this contest. Lentini lets it go off of Brown into the back row. Bononik up for Powell. She'll tip. Strange, nice job bringing it up. Now Jackson and nobody home up front, as Gilfillan was waiting for somebody to come help her. Nobody there. Drops in 11-5 Cyclone lead. Allie Arnold will come in replacing Lauren Powell to serve. Don't forget Tom Conklin State Farm Insurance. Talk to Daphne or Evan today at Tom Conklin State Farm for surprisingly great rates. Call them at 837-1200 or stop and see them at 1221 West Jackson Macomb. Jackson up with it. Gilfillan hammers it across, and now Welsh up with it. Outside for Despain. Down and good. Just hammers it straight down to the mat. And I will stop aside to wet my whistle. If you're playing the home game, consume. And Allie Arnold will reset herself. Ready's with it. Serves it across. Suter is under it. Jackson helps it out, and Strange will tap it off the tape. Arnold makes a nice save for West Prairie. Up to Despain, down and good. Addie Despain is locked on tonight, John.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier, West Prairie with a size advantage in this game. If it might not be by much, but any height counts, and we've seen some dominant upfront play here early from Despain, and I expect she'll probably continue that throughout the game.
We've got a timeout called by the Spartans. We'll step aside as well. Thank our very fine sponsors. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experience and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH had been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and again in 20. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. The Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and also in Blandonsville. Serve by Arnold, going to come high in the air, drop right in front of everybody. Bandage up an ace for Allie Arnold, and it's a 15-5 lead for the Cyclones. Allie Arnold serves off of Gilfillan, and nobody home in the back row as Strange and Gustafson kind of looked at each other.
A lot of miscommunication here early from Bushnell. That's going to be something that they're definitely going to need to cut down on if they're going to come back in this game, as that serve will go into the net from Allie Arnold.
I know what Allie Arnold was trying to do, was trying to catch him napping up front, but just couldn't quite get it dropped in there. Gilfillan back to serve. Gustafson goes out. As coming in is Oakman up front. Serve off of Brown. Needs help, and then West Prairie does the same thing. Couldn't decide who was going to get what. 16-7 lead. Serve coming back row off of Brown. On the outside, it is Despain, hammered off Gilfillan, and Powell takes West Prairie. Flipped over by Vanonic, in and good for a 17-7 lead. Maddie Hood will come in as Jersey Brown serves it here, 17-7. West Prairie in the advantage now. And Brown brings it into the back row. Picked up there and set on the outside. Knocked over by the Spartans' Rotifer. That one, though, hit back across and into the net. Rammed it just down the blocks. 18-7 once again, West Prairie taking advantage as Kinley Welsh with the kill. Brown, kind of a knuckleball. Popped up by Suter in the back row. Jackson helps it out, and now Strange hits it. Kept alive by Belnuck, one-handed, and sent across by Powell. Jackson's got it. Oakman with it, flipped across. Benonic takes it for West Prairie. They'll set her back up in the net. She'll hammer it off of Suter into the back wall. It is 19-7.
And the upfront play from these West Prairie Cyclones has just been crushing to this Bushnell team, as even the setter, Grace Benonic, getting in on some of the hit in here.
Brown brings it again, drops it in front of Bowman, and good. It is 20-7. Almost a 2-touchdown lead for the Cyclones. Brown eyes it up, sends it, and Bowman pops it high. They'll send it out. Oakman up front, and now up to Benonic. Benonic outside to Spain off the tape. Popped high in the back row by Suter. Jackson going to help her out. Set for Strange. Yes, just bump it through. Powell to Benonic, up to Hood. Lobs it back row. Suter pops it high, but nobody else home to get it. And it's 21-7. Substitution, Jessica Fackrell will come in. Kinley Welsh out for the Cyclones. 21-7 lead here. Brown. That one just across the net. Suter with it. And Despain trying to hammer it back. Sent it long and out of bounds. And she was trying to pound it back down. That's going to bring back Oakman or Rotifer to serve. Rotifer serves that one out of bounds and right back over to West Prairie. Grace Benonic will serve it here. 22-8 lead for West Prairie in this game number one. Benonic wanders to it. High, deep floater off Suter. Flipped over, and now Fackrell brings it back across. Jackson helps it out. Rotifer gonna hit it. Lobbed over and out of bounds by Oakman. And crushed it there. 23-8. Benonic, Suter high in the air with it up toward the net, and Rotifer can't get it. Strange bumps it over. Brown takes it back row for West Prairie. Benonic fakes to Hood, comes to Despain, down it goes. 24-8 game point for the Cyclones here. And we've got a timeout called here by head coach Judy Bowman. As the Spartans trying to collect themselves, we will thank our very fine sponsors, including this West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's Fiber Internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems in the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Country Financial Agent Brett Powell says your farm is your legacy. As the leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Yetter Farm Equipment Facilities in Colchester and Macomb, Illinois is an agricultural equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930. They are currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. And that's a game winner. The serve across and off the arms of Bowman. So that is game number one of the set to the Cyclones. That ushers us into game number two. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
And the Cyclones and Spartans getting ready for game number 2. You can tell homecoming's on the way as the Cyclone Crank Zone having a good time here this evening. And, well, the other guys will be back here tomorrow night for Cyclone football. I'll be doing the PA. That is if I can get my voice put back together in time. Folks, that's what happens when you coach and you do PA and you do play-by-play. This is what happens. Grace Fanonic will serve it for game number 2 to get it open. As she slap dribbles with it. On the floor for the Spartans it is Bowman, Rodeford, Jackson, also Oakman, Suter, and Strange. Suter with that one. Jackson helps it out over to Rodeford. Rodeford high and over the net. Vanonic to Brown. Set up for Vanonic, the back row attack. Suter gets it. Back to Despain, who hammers it off Jackson. Nice job, Rodeford. To Strange, and that's good. And the Spartans take a lead at 1-0.
Nice rally there between these two teams as Bushnell was able to get the point on the big spike there, and that could snowball into something big for them.
And Eddie Despain ducks out of the way on that one, lets it go out of bounds, so 1-1 tie. Despain will go back to serve it. As she'll get ready to wander into it. Strong serve off Strange. Rodeford into the middle for Oakman. She'll drop it over. Vanonic takes it. Powell pops it up. And Welsh hammers it past Suter and in. Kinley Welsh dialing that one in a little bit. Back to serve again will come Eddie Despain. Despain serves it off of Suter, who launches it over into the crank zone. I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not. Might have been trying to quiet him down a little bit.
Definitely a wild bunch of kids over there, but I'd like to say, I mean, this volleyball team definitely feeds off the energy in the gym, and you can definitely tell it in their play when they're here at home.
Serve off of Bowman right to the official, who made a wonderful play on that. Christina Thomas made a nice catch. And the officials can do things like that too. Serve comes through off Bowman, hit sideways. Suter saves it. Can Jackson get it over? Nope. And it's 5-1, and this is kind of how it started in the JV game too, where things would just snowball and get away from the Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans definitely have to find a way to slow down the momentum here, as that serve is going to go off Strange in the back row, and it'll be another point for the Cyclones.
And you could tell, John, that Strange knew she shouldn't have taken that one.
Yep.
Because she let it go off her shoulder, and you could tell she was upset with herself. Addie Despain with it. Serve off of Suter, high in the air. To Rodeford for Oakman. Net found home in the back row. And a side out there for the Spartans. Then Teeny will check in. Suter will go out. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street. Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. See them for all your fresh produce needs. Follow their Facebook page for daily updates as the Cyclones score another point, just like Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family. The Cyclones growing another point here on the scoreboard. Come by and stop by. Now is perfect time to get those pumpkins and gourds for decorations. Maddie Hood serve off Strange. And up at the net, Oakman rejected by Powell. The Spartans can't recover, and it runs it out to an 8-2 advantage. Hood standing back again, 8-2 lead. Her serve, back row, Bowman pops it high. Helped out there by Rotifer, sent across by Oakman, and that was out beyond the out stick. And John, no matter what anybody says, the out stick is always the out stick. And that one, Hood hit it off the side of her hand, lost the handle on that. Jersey Brown will check in. And now Gilfillan comes in for the Spartans as Oakman will serve. Oakman off of Despain. Vanonic going to send it up to Powell on the outside. She'll lob it over. Lentini's there. Rotifer to Lentini, the windup, and swung on and missed. That's kind of the swing and miss in baseball, softball. Kinley Welsh with a serve off Strange. Rotifer sets it back, and Lentini bumps it over. Now taken by Brown up to Ellie Powell, who put it down and good. Past Lentini and good. And Cyclones are just scoring a myriad of ways, John, here tonight.
Yeah, and that little tip play there is something that we saw in the JV game. Worked quite well for them here. Definitely transferring over to this varsity matchup as that serve is going to go off the Spartans in the back row and land out of bounds.
Gustafson had trouble with that one. Welsh, another good serve, and that'll be another ace.
And that's something this Bushnell team has struggled with on the serve receive. A lot of aces here from these Cyclones, and not very many balls getting returned after they serve. Definitely something that Bushnell needs to try to fix here if they're going to want to keep this game competitive.
And they've had more aces than a cheater's card game. As Welsh serves it again, all Strange. Jackson, a nice save. Gustafson brings it across. Ellie Powell up to Vanonic, outside to Lauren Powell. Off of the hands of Strange, and I don't know, that's another one. That's where your teammates got to talk to you, John, because I don't know that wouldn't have been out if Strange. I mean, she made a good effort play, but somebody's got to say, hey, that's out.
Yeah, that's for sure, and it's definitely something we've seen Bushnell struggle with, just having team communication and a lot of balls dropping when someone could have got them, and that's just because no one's talking.
Set up for Lentini from Rotifer through the hands of Welsh and out of bounds. Well, we see it the other way. There's Kinley Welsh getting that up about shoulder high. That's one of those she probably should have let go. 14-4, lead for the Cyclones as Jackson comes to it. And now brought up by Brown. Vanonic does set it for Addie Despain, back row. Gustafson into the bleachers with it. It is 15-4. Allie Arnold will come in. Lauren Powell will go out. This West Prairie game stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems in McDonough County area. Call them at 776-3211 to check availability. And the Spartans a little trouble receiving the serve there again. And the Cyclone leads out to 16-4. Arnold off Gilfillan. Strange will chase it down. Tipped over, and Despain takes it. Vanonic flips it over. Lentini gets a hand on it, but can't control. And the lead increases to 17-4. Served by Arnold. Strange is there. Jackson brings it out for Rotifer. She'll spike it through. Played now by Welsh up to the outside for Despain. Touched, and the Cyclones recover it. Vanonic brings it over. Strange is there. Jackson going to set it up for Gilfillan in the middle. And Welsh gets it there. Out for Despain. Hammered off of Jackson into the lights. And nice try by Rotifer. I mean, got to give the effort credit for the effort, John.
Yeah, definitely trying to get something to happen there, make a play to save that ball and maybe get some points for Bushnell, but just a little bit across the net line.
Serve off Strange. Rotifer up to the net with it. Tipped back by Vanonic. Sent back by Jackson of Bushnell. Now set up, it is Powell off the net. And Gustafson reached up and touched that one. That one was just about her head. And you know, when you do that in the back row, that probably was going to go out.
Yeah, but not a lot of time to react there as it's a big hit from Ellie Powell. Came at her fairly quickly.
Strange up with it. Gustafson helps. Now Rotifer will bump through. Played by Welsh of West Prairie. Vanonic coming to Powell on the load up. Cross courts it, flipped up by Rotifer. Strange helps it up. Lentini bumps it over, and the Cyclones have it. Vanonic out for Despain, blocked at the net and down. Gilfillan saying, stay on your own side.
Just the play Bushnell was looking for. A big block there from Gilfin, and Bushnell's back with the serve.
Lentini comes out. Coming in is Suter. And Suter will try to inch them closer. 19-5 West Prairie right now. Suter coming to it. That one, the knuckleball. And I won't say that she didn't mean to do that, but I'm suspecting that she didn't.
They say whether she did it intentionally or not, beautiful serve there as it just creeps over the net and catches West Prairie napping.
Suter sends it again. Despain is there. Up to Vanonic, set out for Ellie Powell. And now Jackson plays for the Spartans. Strange going to hit it into the net and ups it to 20-6. 20-6 lead. Maddie Hood in. Ellie Powell goes out as Jersey Brown will come back to serve. Serve by Jersey Brown. Screaming line drive. Suter with it. Rotifer pops it high. Strange tips it over. Welsh is there. Vanonic fakes to Hood. Comes to Despain. And Jackson, nice dig in the back row right side. Suter up to Gilfillan. Tipped over and now to Powell. It is Vanonic putting it down in the back row and good. People often forget that she can do that and do that very well.
Yeah, it spends the whole night setting up the hitters. You got to learn something about how it works as she's able to get that one to that kill over the net.
Jersey Brown down the right side. Suter launches it back over and almost hit the official with it. 22-6, timeout by the Spartans. And we do want to thank our fine sponsors here. One of those, MDH.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
And back here, 22-6, as the Cyclones try to end it here in a quick fashion, leading 22-6. Jersey Brown will serve. We'll try to get a chance to talk with Coach Terry Paul afterwards. Served by Brown off of Gustafson. Jackson pops it. I know Gustafson will hit it, and Powell able to get up. Vanonic flips it over. Strange has it. Jackson sends it back. Powell gets it in the back row. They set it up for Welsh. She'll hammer it and catches the line and good. That one caught the back corner. It is 23-6. Jersey Brown loads it up into the back row and hits the back line. Man, you couldn't have painted that any better.
Yeah, and we talked about all night tonight, Bushnell having trouble returning the serves. That one there, not a chance.
24-6, 18-point lead here for the Cyclones. And Brown brings it off of Strange. Jackson sends it high. Strange across with it. Brown digs it up for West Prairie. Vanonic up to Hood. Rolls across the net, down and good. That is a game winner. The Cyclones take it home in 2 as they defeat the Spartans here. And so that will usher us into our conveniently scheduled after the match post-game show. We'll be back with that in just a moment. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
Back here as the old man tries to balance about 4 things in 15 different hands. Try to get the mic up here so we can get Coach Terry Paul up, catch a few words from her here tonight. As talking about the Cyclones and how things are going. Don't forget football tomorrow night right here at Scioto, as the Cyclones, the West Prairie Southeastern WPSE team, will be in action tomorrow night, at home. And then, of course, if you want to see 5th and 6th grade action, that's partly why my voice is as problematic tonight as it is. We'll be in action over at North Fulton on Monday night. And for the West Prairie volleyball team, they will be at home on Tuesday. Coming up, they will be home on Wednesday. They actually get a little bit of a breather as from tonight. It'll be next Wednesday before they are in action again. And then on the 9th, kind of a light week next week, as they only have that and then Southeastern and then the Quincy High tournament, always a very, very tough tournament. Terry Paul making her way up here, Mike's side, so we can have a few words with her here this evening. Yep. Hey, Coach, and you get your own mic tonight. We don't have to wear the headset tonight. Terry, tonight, your girls, and it's important with a team that's having struggles during the season, it's important to take care of business, and more anything than not, they took care of business tonight.
Right, and you always have to bring your A game. It doesn't matter who's across the net. I've tried to stress that all year. Limit errors, do the best we can do.
And that's especially game number 2. And I've got to give your girls this tonight. Service, very, very few service errors tonight. I don't know, 5 maybe between JV and varsity both, which is very impressive.
Well, that's been my number 1 goal for the varsity for the whole season, is a tough service game. And when we've done it well, it's really helped us, and when we've struggled, it's really hurt us. But it is a offensive threat that we need to have in our toolkit because we're so small, and
And I thought overall, I said efficient, like you did some different things, rotated some different people in, which is always good to do tonight, but both squads seem to respond pretty well.
Yeah, I've changed both the teams' lineups. I thought, we're midway, let's shake some things up and see if we can get more things happening, so it's worth a try.
Well, and you kind of have a weird bit in your schedule, because I was looking ahead to that next week. You just have the one game all week, which is a huge one, a gigantic one in Southeastern, but then you go to the Quincy tournament, which is a very, very tough tournament. So kind of a weird week toward the end of your season.
Yes, well, and then the next weekend we're in Sherrard, and we're making up Peoria Heights. We're going to add that to October 21st, and we're still working to get the Brimfield match rescheduled. So we have about 18 matches left for the varsity, counting the 2 tournaments. So about half the season, and we can make a strong push now if we can learn from the first half.
And I know one of the things a lot of coaches like, I can tell you from my own experience, it's nice to have those extra practices, like where you get kind of a lull where you can cram several practices in, because you don't often get that opportunity.
Right, and I thought it would give us a little time to really work on these 2 new lineups, which for the varsity has a lot of moving parts and asks more of people to do more things and not just one thing. So we have a lot to work on.
All right, well, we'll be here with you next week for, I know you don't want to hype one match too much, but it's a great rivalry between you and Southeastern. Did want to have you tell the folks at home, I know it's just the pink night.
It is. It is our pink night with our funds to go to MDH, and come enjoy the game. And
Are you still taking items for that?
I am not in charge. It's Gina Despain and Tiffany Welsh. They would be the people to see about that, but they are planning it.
But if somebody would want to donate an item, I'm sure they could call the high school, and they'd probably love to have it.
We would take it. We're going to have a silent auction and a live auction, so we could always put it in somewhere.
All right, and we'll be here for that one. Congratulations on a quick night tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And that's going to wrap up things from here tonight. Any final thoughts, Mr. John?
I just want to say, I pulled the mic closer to my face. That'd be a good thought to have. I just want to say I thought West Prairie played very good tonight. It was a bit of a bounce-back game after the tough L they took last week, but they came out and showed why they're one of the better teams in this region tonight.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up from here for John and I. You'll see football tomorrow night. We'll be back your way coming up next Wednesday at night, as we'll have a huge one with the Southeastern Lady Suns coming up here from Scioto, as a big night going on. Thanks for tuning us in, folks. Thanks for turning us on. Oops, and I kind of